Join us on an unforgettable 5-day road trip from Moss Vale to Melbourne. We rode the iconic Puffing Billy, cruised the serene Yarra River, enjoyed the vibrant Brighton bathing boxes, and marvelled at the stunning 12 Apostles, all in our trusty Suzuki Baleno. Buckle up and let's hit the road. The morning was cloudy, with a bit of chill in the air. Perfect road trip weather if you ask me. As we drove out of Moss Vale, the rain started to come down. The roads were quiet, and the countryside looked so peaceful under the grey sky. We were excited to see what the rest of the day had in store for us. After an hour on road, we crossed Breadalbane. By this point, the rain had started to ease up, and the skies were beginning to clear. It's amazing how quickly the weather can change during the road trip. As we continued our journey along the Hume Highway, we reached Breadalbane. And let me tell you, the view here is absolutely breathtaking. Rolling hills stretch out as far as the eye can see, and dotted across the landscapes are these majestic windmills, slowly turning into the breeze. After Breadalbane, we continued our journey through the picturesque towns of Coolac and Manton. The views here were absolutely top-notch, wide open spaces, and that classic Australian countryside charm. It's kind of scenery that makes you want to roll down the windows, feel the breeze, and just soak it all in. We continued our journey passing through Yass. Next up was Bowning. By this time, we had been driving for a couple of hours, and it was the perfect moment to take a short break. We pulled into the Bookham Rest area, a quiet spot along the Hume Highway, perfect for stretching our legs and taking a breather.
Turn left onto Hume Highway, M31.
After crossing Barramangara, we reached Coolac, and wow, just look at this mesmerizing view. The open skies and the peaceful countryside make this spot feel like something out of a postcard. It's moments like these that remind you why road trips are so special. Soon, we arrived in Gundagai. This town always holds a special place in my heart. Every time I pass through, I can't help but hum the classic Australian song, The Road to Gundagai. Gundagai is more than just a pit stop, it's a piece of Australian culture. Whether it's the famous dog on the tucker box or the friendly locals, there's always something here that makes you feel connected to the spirit of Australia. And of course, you can't visit Gundagai without thinking of that classic line.
Oh, there's a track winding back to an old-fashioned shack along the road to Gundagai.
It's been more than 4 hours since we started our journey, and the drive has been absolutely stunning. But after hours on the road, it was time to take a break and recharge. We stopped at Blue Metal Rest Area, Woomagama. It's small, peaceful, and the perfect spot to stretch our legs and enjoy a quick lunch. For lunch, we kept it simple, homemade beaten rice and gram. It's hearty, flavorful, and just what we needed to fuel up for the next leg of the trip. After a long drive, this break was exactly what we needed. Good food, good company, and a chance to relax before hitting the road again. It's not just about the destination, but the journey and the little stops along the way. After hours on the road, we've reached Albury. While we didn't plan to stop here, driving through this bustling town was a great way to break up the journey. Albury is also special because it marks the border between New South Wales and Victoria. We could feel the excitement building. We just crossed into a new state. After crossing into Victoria, our first stop was Lake Eildon. The massive reservoir is surrounded by the rolling hills, lush forests, and some of the most peaceful scenery you can imagine. Lake Eildon is such a serene place whether you're here for fishing, boating, or just to soak in the views. It's easy to see why it's a favorite for locals and travelers alike. We took a moment to breathe in the fresh air and appreciate the calm before continuing our journey. From here, we were getting closer and closer to our destination for the day, Selby. But before we got there, we made a quick stop in Monbulk to pick up groceries for the next 2 days. Monbulk is a charming little town, and Woolworths was the perfect spot to stock up on everything we needed. With our groceries packed and car loaded, we were back on the road, heading to Selby. Nestled in the Dandenong Ranges, Selby is a charming little town surrounded by forests. It's a perfect place to unwind after a long day on the road. And the best part? We've booked a tiny house on Airbnb for the next 2 days. There's something so exciting about staying in tiny house. It's cozy, unique, and the perfect way to connect with the nature. The first thing we did after arriving, made ourselves a cup of coffee. With our coffee in hand, we took some time to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the fresh air from the forest and the sound of birds chirping. It was the perfect way to ease into the evening. After coffee, it was time to prepare dinner. Cooking on a portable stove is always an adventure. We whipped up a simple but delicious meal, enjoying the process and the company of our furry friend. We enjoyed the delicious dinner, and now it's time to sleep.